President Obama from bad to worse. Poll numbers, Obamacare enrollee numbers, website expectations, and more, all headed in the wrong direction tonight. This is Special Report. Good evening, I'm Brett Baer. We told you earlier in the week that insurance industry sources confirmed about 50,000 people signed up on the federal exchanges. Tonight we learned that number was extremely generous. Things are even worse than that on a federal level. We have Fox team coverage. Jim Angle will drill down on the numbers. Mike Emanuel is following the online and offline struggles from Capitol Hill. But first, White House correspondent Wendell Goler is live on the North Lawn with new numbers, new polls, and Wendell, not much good news for the president.
Well, Brett, the low enrollment numbers were expected, but though more people are getting to the end stage of the sign-up process, not all of them are enrolling, suggesting it's not all the fault of a slow website. The first month's enrollment was a fraction of what was expected, 106,000 people instead of the nearly 500,000 estimate from September 5th. Only 27,000 were on federal instead of state websites, and it's unclear how many actually completed payment. Nearly 400,000 people have signed up for Medicaid or children's health insurance, and nearly 1 million have been found eligible for the insurance exchange, but haven't selected a plan. Even before the numbers were released, White House Press Secretary Jay Carney was pushing down expectations.
I promise you that no one will be satisfied with the numbers because they will be below what we sought prior to the launch.
White House officials blamed problems with the healthcare.gov website, which they said would be functioning normally for the vast majority of people by the end of the month. Polls suggest the president's taken a big hit because of Obamacare's flawed rollout. Nearly two-thirds disapprove of his handling of health care. Support has fallen 10 points in a month. And half the country feels he knowingly lied when he said people could keep their old health insurance if they wanted to. Oregon Democratic Congressman Kurt Schrader says it was immediately apparent Mr. Obama couldn't keep his promise.
The president saying he can stay with it and not being honest that a lot of these policies are going to get canceled was grossly misleading the American public and is causing added stress and added strife as we go through a really difficult time with health care.
Schrader believes people will soon shift their focus to improved medical insurance coverage, but Virginia Congressman Eric Cantor says the president admitted back in 2010 that he knew not everyone would be able to keep their insurance policies under the Affordable Care Act. Cantor and other House Republicans want to force insurance companies to continue policies they intend to phase out at the end of the year.
It's not going to fix the entire problem, and it doesn't stop Obamacare from being a train wreck, but it is a good first step.
The president's aides say that's the wrong way to make good on Mr. Obama's promise.
The bill would not just address the problem that has been discussed with cancellation notices for those in the individual market, but would essentially allow insurers to sell new plans that were substandard.
Still, even politically secure Democrats like California Senator Dianne Feinstein are joining more vulnerable ones, like Louisiana's Mary Landrieu, in trying to help people who are struggling to afford the more comprehensive insurance policies their companies want to sell them. House Democrats met with two White House officials today and accused them of essentially screwing up the Obamacare rollout and leaving members of Congress to explain to constituents. The White House is promising a proposal sooner rather than later to help people afford more expensive insurance plans. Brett?
Wendell Goler live on the North Lawn. Wendell, thank you. Now to Chief Congressional Correspondent Mike Emanuel, who's on Capitol Hill, where the Obamacare web team struggled to defend their work to incredulous lawmakers today. Good evening, Mike.
Well, Brett, good evening. Many House lawmakers gave the healthcare website a failing grade today and wanted to know when taxpayers would get what was promised.
Top administration technology officials testified before the House Oversight Committee about what went wrong with healthcare.gov. While officials say the website was designed to handle 50,000 to 60,000 concurrent users, the White House chief technology officer says it isn't there yet.
The thing I'd be comfortable saying is that the system has been comfortably handling, at present, about 20 to 25,000 current users.
The administration promised the Obamacare site would be fixed by the end of November, 2 months after launch. But now officials may be trying to lower expectations.
You got to tell us when it's going to be in good shape. Can you give us a date? Is the end of the month realistic?
The team's working really hard to hit that goal, and that's what I'm able to say right now, sir.
At the White House, Jay Carney described the website as a work in progress.
The fact is, on November 13th, we are not where we will be and want to be by November 30th. But it remains the case that we believe the site will be working smoothly for the vast majority of users by the end of the month.
In the new Fox poll, only 31% of those surveyed expressed confidence that the website will be fixed by November 30th. House Oversight's top Democrat expressed doubt that Republicans want to fix the system, but did say,
"The Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services and its contractors failed to fully deliver what they were supposed to deliver. And congressional oversight of those failures is absolutely warranted."
One lawmaker asked if healthcare.gov is as secure as online banking.
Okay, so it's fully tested as the other IT projects you've overseen into that same standard?
I'm trying to understand what you mean by fully tested. It was tested in accordance.
Fully tested? Holy cow, this is like a new low.
Another asked the officials to prove their belief in the website security.
Mr. Chow, would you put all your personal information about you and your loved ones in it?
Yes, in fact, I've recommended my sister, who is unemployed right now, to actually.
Did she successfully register, sign up?
I haven't talked to her lately. She's been out of the country.
Interesting.
Also today, the House Homeland Security Committee probed the issue of online threats.
How many cyber attacks have there been on the healthcare.gov system?
We are aware of one open source action attempting to perpetrate a denial of service attack against the healthcare.gov site that has been unsuccessful.
The administration's tech officials did not want to predict how much money it will take to fix a website that has already cost the taxpayers more than $600 million. Brett?
Mike Emanuel live on the Hill. Mike, thank you. Chief National Correspondent Jim Engel has been following this story from the very beginning. He joins me now. Good evening, Jim.
Good evening, Brett.
It's been an interesting ride here. These numbers, as we dig down in them, what strikes you the most?
Well, number one, you only have 106,000 people nationwide buying insurance plans, not signing up for Medicare, buying insurance plans. And oddly enough, most of those, some 79,000, bought those plans in just 14 state exchanges, 3 times as many as the number of people who bought them in 36 federal exchanges, and that was only about 27,000.
Well, so the graphic we're looking at now is the 7 million they need for March 2014, 106,000. You're saying in the 106,000, only 26,000 were from the 36 states that the federal government is running.
The federal government is running, and that 7 million figure for next March, what we have right now is about 1.5% of that total, in order for it to be financially sustainable.
The other thing that is interesting is Secretary Sebelius today on a conference call would not get into the demographics, right, the breakdown, and how many people are older and sicker and would use insurance more. We do know the numbers on Medicaid, and they're significant.
Right. The numbers on Medicaid are huge. It's almost 397,000, 396,000 people who are getting Medicaid, and of course that is handled by the states. Federal government offered to pay 100% of the freight for the first 3 years, and then go back to 90% after that. But a lot of governors, especially Republican governors, who do not put a lot of weight in the president's word these days, have been reluctant to do so. They're afraid that what will happen is that 3 years down the road something will happen. The plan is quite troubled, as you can see. And of course, President Obama won't be in office much longer than 3 years anyway. So they foresee all these problems where they put all these people on Medicaid and then don't get the money, and they have balanced budgets. They cannot just create money out of thin air the way Washington does. Yeah. They'd have to take it from somewhere else.
And quickly. I mean, we haven't done the math here, but it could be they need tens of thousands every day to sign up to make their 7 million goal. But they're going to run into a freight train here with all the people who are getting kicked off if they can only handle 20 to 25,000 a day on the website.
Well, with the doubts about when they're going to have the website up and running well, you could have 4 or 5 million people. They're handling what, 20, 25, at a time. You could have 4 or 5 million trying to sign up in a 2-week period between the end of November and December 15th. That does not look possible at the current rates that they're talking about.
Okay, Jim, as always, thank you.
You bet.
Up next, Toronto's crack-smoking mayor admits he did something else illegal. But first, here's what some of our Fox affiliates across the country are covering tonight. WTVT in Tampa reports on a man charged with impersonating a police officer to get a discount at a Dunkin' Donuts drive-thru. Fox 2 in St. Louis is covering the release of Ryan Ferguson from prison. He was wrongfully convicted of murder after spending 10 years behind bars. And this is a live look at Dallas from our Fox affiliate there, KDFW. The big story there tonight is an undercover Obamacare navigator video controversy. The Urban League of Greater Dallas fired one person and suspended 3 others after a video from a conservative activist reportedly showed the workers encouraging health care applicants to lie on forms signing up for health care to get better rates. That's the live look outside the Beltway from Special Report. We'll be right back.